Today on the Morning Edition, Flag Day is when the nation honors the red, white, and blue. The stars, the stripes, the sacrifice it stands for, and remembers that the flag needs to be respected, honored, and eventually retired with dignity. We'll take a look at the flag retirement ceremony in Anchorage. Plus, Palmer came alive over the weekend with community and fun as the Colony Days parade rolled through town. We'll show you the largest yet parade, and later.
It was a huge weekend for sports, from history on the hardwood to the ice and the White House South Lawn. I'm Jared Hill with the headlines and the controversy.
All of this and more as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was a pretty decent weekend. Thankfully, we didn't see as much rain moving into inland locations. That was largely due to our downsloping winds that we did see as we went into our, really for the most part, Sunday. It was a fairly breezy day across South Central. We are waking up this morning. We've got some mostly cloudy to overcast skies that remain with us, but we will see some sunshine returning as we head into the afternoon hours. And we're going to see temperatures this week slowly beginning to warm as we head through the middle of the week and as we begin to chase the first day of summer, which begins on Sunday. 50 degrees is what we're currently sitting at. Winds still remaining fairly breezy across parts of South Central. We can't rule out a stray to isolated shower across the region, but largely expecting dry conditions to persist as we head through the next couple of days. We've got some cloudier skies as you head into the valley as well as some coastal areas, but it's a fairly pleasant start to the morning, and we are going to see temperatures. While we are going to start off on the cooler side this week, by week's end, we will be seeing those temperatures chasing the lower 70s. So we'll likely sit in the upper 50s and lower 60s today. So we'll see about a 5 to 10 degree swing in temperatures from today on through the close of the week. And you can see those showers that we did see through the overnight hours kind of fell apart. We did see some light rain pushing through parts of the Anchorage Bowl and through southern parts of the Matsu Valley. But as far as this morning, we are largely on the dry side outside of some of that spotty to isolated activity. Meanwhile, as you head farther north into the interior, we do have some rain showers. We've also got some wet weather to be expected for a good portion of the Brooks Range. And you can even see out towards western Alaska, the Yukon Delta, Norton Sound, areas of Southwest still holding on to some of those showery conditions. Now, throughout the first part of the morning, we will hold on to some cloud coverage, but we will see some partly cloudy skies returning throughout the afternoon as those temperatures chase the lower 60s. Coming up in my full forecast, we'll be talking about more of that rain that's heading into southeast. It's going to be a wet start to the week. We've got a flood watch for the Brooks Range, and of course, we're chasing 70 again in South Central. I'll have those details in that 7-day coming up.
Sunday was a special day for the stars and stripes of the United States flag, including the red, white, and blue fabric that is tattered and worn. Charlie Fellows shows us the dignified send-off for the flags that are past their prime.
June 14th is Flag Day in the United States, a chance to commemorate the initial adoption of the stars and stripes we all know and love. But what happens when flags like these outlive their use representing our country? Well, they have to be retired, but that's not as easy a process as you might think.
It's a solemn remembrance of all the men and women who have died and given up their lives so that we can have the freedom that we do.
AM Vets Post 49 hosted a flag retirement ceremony where flags deemed to no longer be fit to represent the nation are folded up 13 times and laid to rest in the flames.
To show utmost respect as if it were an actual service member for our military, as well as our nation.
Rekindling a time-honored tradition dating back to 1937, before the state of Alaska even existed.
A lot of times we're such a young state that people aren't aware of these ceremonies and how significant they are to our history. So in order to keep this tradition going, I like to celebrate it every day on Flag Day.
Made all the more important as the nation's 250th birthday nears.
Wow. I don't even know what to say because it's so significant for our country to be here and free after 250 years. We are blessed.
Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
In the meantime, one person is in the hospital with possible life-threatening injuries and another has died after a shooting in Anchorage over the weekend. Anchorage police say the call came in just after 5 on Sunday morning to the 100 block of North Hoyt Street. And when officers arrived, they found one male dead and another person was taken to the hospital. The ages of these individuals have not been released. APD says everyone who they think is involved has been contacted. If you have information, you are asked to call 311. In Palmer, the Colony Days Festival welcomed visitors on Saturday with the annual parade through the town. Charlie Fellows captured the sights and sounds.
It's one of the biggest days of the year in the Mat-Su Valley, the Colony Days Parade, as the streets of downtown Palmer are lined with people here to see a record number of floats and celebrate 90 years of one of Alaska's most historic communities.
It's huge for the city of Palmer. People love it. It brings community together.
The yearly parade is bigger than ever before in 2026, with a record 71 floats of every shape, size, and message, as the throngs of Proud Valley residents watched on.
I drove down the street earlier today. People are already lining the streets at 9 o'clock, and the parade doesn't start till 11.
Celebrating the 90th anniversary of the arrival of the first colony families and the 75th anniversary of the founding of Palmer.
It's huge for us. It means a lot to our community, and it really is to celebrate the people that started this place that we all know and live in.
Remembering the past while making memories to last into the future.
It was awesome to be able to perform in front of so many people, and we've been going for like a week or two, and it's really a good experience to finally be able to go for it.
Yeah, I grew up in Palmer. My parents moved up here when I was like 6 months old. I was in these parades as a kid. I've been in them, and now it's great to have my kid get to come here and get to be a part of that.
And with year number 90 being the biggest to date, it seems traditions like that one are set to continue for generations to come. Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
Well, at the Alaska Zoo, a video posted on TikTok shows a bear biting and latching onto another bear. The Alaska Zoo responded on Facebook saying, quote, "2 of our adult bears had a fight, which was unexpected, and that staff is closely monitoring her, and she is recovering comfortably." The zoo goes on to say this behavior is something we have never observed between these bears before, and there were no indications that such an incident was likely to occur. It says keepers responded as quickly and safely as possible, and the bears have been separated. Changes are being made to the Fairbanks City Hall building as community members gather to paint murals on its facade. Alex Bengal takes us through the process of creating the displays and tells us how people are responding.
Dozens of community members have been working through the week to bring 2 murals to the front panels at Fairbanks City Hall.
I just wanted to do something that was with the community, where people could work together. I love the idea of that, and I think the topic of cultural diversity and the environment is really interesting to me as well.
Part of a worldwide research project, the art aims at highlighting Alaska Native voices and artists.
We're just very excited to see City Hall transformed into an art piece that reflects the Alaska Native history and wisdom. It connects to the nature of Fairbanks and the environment that we have here, which is all part of the research project that we were approached with.
After years of design and input from local Native organizations, the murals are expected to have a long lifespan.
It only enhances the ability, and the desire for tourists and residents to have something that's joyful, that's representative of our community, and adds a little color.
While many welcome the changes, some people are thinking the opposite, saying the building is being defaced.
I am here to complain about the destruction of this building, which is a historic National Register building since 1990. There is a placard outside that tells you that. And I find it an abomination that this is going up on ruining this Art Deco building.
Regardless of views, the makeover for this historic building is here, beginning a new chapter. Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead today on the Morning Edition, for those in Fairbanks, this weekend brought the first event of the month in Pioneer Park, Bonanza Day. We'll take a look at the family fun and festivities that were to be.
We're closing in on our final few days of gaining daylight before summer officially began, sitting at 4:21 for that sunrise in Anchorage, 3:51 in Juneau. I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up. The break.
Welcome back in on this Monday morning, Aaron. Yesterday got kind of windy in Anchorage.
Yeah, we saw those winds across South Central, quite gusty, particularly for inland areas. We did see heavy rainfall for coastal areas. As far as this morning, we are waking up to much quieter conditions. The wind's still fairly breezy for parts of South Central, and we are holding on to those temperatures in the 40s and the 50s. 51 degrees in Ketchikan, 45 in Seward, 47 degrees in McGrath along the slope. Those temperatures this morning sitting right around that freezing mark. Now, while things are fairly quiet for South Central, we've got that rain moving through parts of parts of the interior. We've got some scattered activity as you head out towards western and southwest Alaska. And we've also got some of these rain showers that continue out towards southeast, which will stick around the next couple of days. We're going to start off the week with fairly wet weather for the Panhandle. Most of that activity looks to stay confined to areas south of Sitka out towards Petersburg and Ketchikan, although even out towards the parts of the central Panhandle, there is that potential we could see up to about half an inch of rainfall for Juneau later today. We are waking up to those overcast skies. You can see out towards Ketchikan this morning where a temperature of 51 degrees remains. We may even see some localized areas of fog. As you can see, that temperature sitting at 51, that dew point at 51, so a fairly saturated atmosphere. In fact, you're seeing that lowering cloud deck, so some fog likely to develop for the first part of the morning hours. You can see that rain with us from Ketchikan north towards Juneau. Haines waking up to fairly dry conditions at 54, 52 degrees in Skagway. But again, we will keep rain around as we head through the first part of this week. By midweek, we should see some dry conditions returning. So notice this band of heavier rainfall that we're watching for central and southern parts of the Panhandle. That will stay with us through the day. It does lighten up some towards the evening hours, so we will see some dry time. But as we head into the overnight on into our Tuesday, you can see some of the scattered to periodic rain showers will persist for parts of southeast. And then by Tuesday night into Wednesday, this is where we're going to begin to see some drier conditions taking hold across southeast. So just give it a couple more days and we will see the return to some drier weather. Until then, though, we are expected to see the potential for up to an inch, if not slightly higher amounts of that rainfall accumulation as you head from Juneau and points south, where we're going to see that heavier rain accumulation. Now out towards Yakutat, which did see that heavier rainfall over the weekend, much drier conditions to be expected this week. Through the middle of the week, we'll likely see up to about a tenth to possibly right around 1,500ths of an inch of that rainfall. So we'll begin to see these wet conditions staying with us, but we will hold on to some dry time by the middle of the week. Now, the good news is, as we head into the tail end of June, we will begin to see much more seasonal conditions for at least the southern coastline as well as southeast. Meanwhile, as you head north through the interior as well as out towards the slope, we're actually going to see a tilt towards wetter conditions. That 7-day forecast for Juneau showing temperatures starting off this week in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees, and then by week's end, as we officially welcome in the start of astronomical summer this weekend, well, you can see those temperatures chasing 70 degrees. In fact, even here in South Central, Kristen, we'll see those temperatures warming right around the lower 70s.
All right, thanks, Aaron. In Fairbanks, Pioneer Park hosted their first event of the month, Bonanza Day, which keeps attention in Gold Rush Town. As Adrian Peterson reports, while it is a fun way to spend time with friends and family, park leaders say it's also about the businesses.
Bonanza Day, like many events at Pioneer Park, is another fun, family-friendly time. But keeping that energy in Gold Rush Town is not a normal part of business.
We like to do a couple of events each year that focus almost exclusively on Gold Rush Town, because these vendors that come in here and spend their time with us in the summer, they bring a lot of energy.
It's all part of an effort to maintain the relationship between the park and the businesses there, a relationship that for some feels like family.
That's what's important, because Fairbanks and the area it's what we call friendly people, and we try and take care of each other.
Shop owner Bonnie Kaleli says it's why she's been there for 16 years. But for some, it's the added benefit of being part of a bigger system.
Whenever I go to them with a question or a concern or just a need, they listen to me, they respond quickly, and I feel safe here. because there is security on the campus. It's just a nice family atmosphere.
Still, Bonanza Day brings plenty of fun for those that don't operate in Gold Rush Town, too.
How I like being I'm here and being a part of this is because I can evolve and make things.
And even for the kids, it's the relationship with those that are part of the Pioneer Park family.
I come here because we have a friend that works here and I normally see Olivia.
All good fun in good company. Adrian Peterson, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.